So why do you think your guys were seem to get stronger as the game?
I really believe game shape and chemistry. You could feel the chemistry on the bench, you could feel it in the room, and the game shape that we talked about, that we focused so much on during the week, really made a difference. You could feel it at the end of the second period. You could see it in the other team, you could see it in our players, and even if it was 3-3 because we turned it over, we felt that our game plan had to be to wear them down because we felt in shape for the third period, and I really believe that that was the difference. And it's good because that was our plan for the week, and it ends up that our plan worked. And credit to the players, when they were off, they trained. So we didn't start from scratch with them, but we went and got that edge in terms of shape.
Isn't it a surprise to you that your older guys, Vinny, Marty, Eric Brewer, were the guys that seem to be
No,
best
you know what? I'm not surprised because this was a pressured game. I know it's the first, but there's a lot of pressure in the sense that you're so excited. You know, you don't want to. You do want to please your fans. And the whole idea was, you know, they've been waiting so long, and you know, we've stated things in newspapers and on the radio, and you saw what they did before the game. You know, it's all about the fans, and the players really wanted to give it back to them. And when I look at what's happened in the last week, you know, if we had lost 100 season tickets through the lockout only, but it's still 100, but we gained 800 back. So people bought into these players and the organization, and it was really our dear will of ours to give it back to them today, not in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we wanted to do that tonight.
Marty was a little hard on himself on that one goal from the slot that they scored.
Yeah,
But
I like that because guys want to be accountable, and you know, Stammer was hard, you know, in the other goal too, and that's what we want. We want our top guys to be accountable, and they're the ones stating it, and that says a lot about the character.
So but how about the fact that he was able to get the next goal that turned out to be the winning goal? I mean, and he's
That's Marty.
surprising.
That's Marty. I'm not surprised at all. Like you could see, like he was burning to get it back, and he made it happen again for X time. That's Marty. I think tonight, Vinny the Cavalier was unbelievable. I think it's the best shape I've seen him in. I think our strength and conditioning guy, Mark Lambert, and his guys back in Montreal, and Vinny worked real hard at elevating his shape. And when I saw him the first times in September, I knew that, you know, there was something different about him. And lately, it was even more. So he had a few months to really get his body to another level. And in practices and all week, he sustained it. I mean, it's easy to see jump, but to be able to sustain that all week and through this game, he was unbelievable. He scored, and he made the play to Marty. He had the hardest hit of the night, and he hit everybody. He won all his, not all his faceoffs, he won his faceoffs, and he was an inspiration in the third period defensively. And you can't ask more of a captain than that.
When you talk to startup team, is that just rust? Is that just
Sorry?
the start? Is that just rust?
No, it's exactly what I said this morning. That's what I thought, and I don't want to look like I'm the guy who knew it, but I knew it. I knew it was going to be hard to. I was just hoping we could manage the emotion a little better, but I knew there would be extra emotion that we didn't need, and that's exactly what it was. And we got into penalty trouble. But I think our players on the penalty kill did a great job. They scored that goal, they trickled, so kind of a lucky one. And Lindback, at that moment, during that stretch, you know, he made key saves. He made key saves that were a difference maker for us.
Well, we've talked so much about power play.
Yes.
We were saying up in the press box, probably had more zone time tonight than you did the first half of all last season.
Yeah, last year, the first half, for all kinds of reasons, but yeah, last year, one of the problems we've had is, I mean, there's personnel, that's for sure. The other thing too is, yeah, we had a great power play the previous year, in the season, in the playoffs, and we were trying to reproduce that. And we didn't have the guys to reproduce the same kind. It took us a long time to figure out another chemistry, another way to do it. In the last 2 months, we were outstanding on the power play last year, so we wanted to keep that. We brought in Salo, and Vinny wants to take it upon himself to build another power play, because that's the way we're going to have a great power play. We're going to have one good one. If you have one good one, it doesn't work, because one day it's not working, you're cooked. So you got to have two strong ones, and we will. And Vinny's, you know, taking it upon himself to charge of that power play.
How close was that to a middle of the season game in terms of pace and
Pace was,
sharpness?
pace was good, but what I would say is probably the way the players sustained it throughout the entire game was different. You could see, like, we were less tired than I feel, but, you know, we on the bench, guys were a little bit more tired than normally they would have been at the beginning of the third period. But, I mean, that's the best we could do in 6 days. Like, I'm really impressed. But it also, not just because of what we did this week, it's credit to what they've done before to stay ready. Definitely.
What were your thoughts on Corey's first game?
Fits right in. Fits right in. This guy's ready. It's not a project. He's ready to go. And you see speed, first on puck. I mean, the physicality doesn't faze him at all. Made some terrific plays and scores the goal. He deserves it. I mean, Teddy Purcell looked like a jet out there. He had a third skate. But Corey, you know, kept up with him and crashed the net like he does so well. There's a lot of things I like about Corey, but he wants that net. He drives that net like it's a magnet for him, and I love it.
What are some of those-
You have a player, Vinny's going to have his 1,000th game.
Yes.
You know, what kind of accomplishment is that for any player?
For any player, I mean, first of all, to make the NHL is winning the lottery, and then to stay, you know, more than 3.5 years. I think that's the average length of a hockey player in the NHL is 3.5 years. So if you look at it this way, I mean, he's won the lottery a few times with 1,000 games, and he deserves it. He's worked hard for it, and you know, I hope that day is going to be a great day for him.
Any accommodation that you've seen that he's made to maybe age a little bit?
Sorry?
Has he made any accommodation in his game to age in any way? You know, he's 32 now, he's played for 14 years or
Yeah.
whatever it is. I mean,
Well, I think the league has changed, and so for the big guys who weren't necessarily, you know, didn't have great speed, whether you're on defense or with the forward, right now that's the tough thing is they got to elevate their game because of their speed, and it's difficult. And Vinny just did that now, so that's rare, to be honest with you. Not many guys can you know, become all of a sudden have jump and speed and, at that age. So he was real serious about adapting to the new NHL, and you get the results today.